yeah, today we're on our way to Quebec to go to some sweet track that we can't pronounce. It's somewhere near Mount Tremblant, so I don't know, we'll probably get more details in the description as to where the track is. We're about a quarter way there right now. I think I've already used like 2 tanks of gas in the Mazda.
Yeah, I don't have air conditioning and it got to 38 degrees Celsius, which Fahrenheit is 100 and something, I think.
Yeah, it was 101 in my car. My car has wicked AC, so I've really been enjoying that because most of my cars don't have AC. So today we took the oil burner Mazda and the 20X swapped meth injected WRX. And
featuring Brembos.
Yeah, featuring Brembos now, new mod. We're also now officially the Ducktail dudes. So we're thinking of starting like another show called DuckTales, and it's gonna be pretty sick. It's pretty fucking ant motherfucker.
Bonjour, mon frère.
Bonjour and shit. So we're in Quebec now.
I got a sunburn.
Rob doesn't have AC, so he's been dying. My butt is super numb and feeling pretty tender from the drive so far.
You can tell we're in Quebec because I'm starting to notice more cars with mismatched body panels, like the Hyundai with the blue bumper.
Yeah, we saw a whole transport truck full of like crashed cars going to Quebec to become totally mint and flood our market.
Yeah.
But yeah, we as soon as I got into Quebec, I punched in St. Hubert's, and magically, like 3 kilometers from where we were, there was a Hubert's. So we're going in to get some Chicon and probably fuel up again. I think I'm on my 3rd tank because my car sucks on gas.
I've been averaging 8.9 miles per gallon, or sorry, liters per 100, which is what, 26, 27 miles per gallon?
Yeah, and I'm about 12 and a half liters per 100.
So that's about 18, 19 miles per gallon.
Yeah. It's about as good as like a big block Cadillac.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, toasty.
You could tell which arm was out the window.
Yeah. Alright, so stay tuned. Alrighty, so we've made it to our sweet pad. And Rob, how was your drive in the last 20 minutes?
American cars are good cars. It made it almost 12 hours, and the last 20 minutes, a coil pack decided to die.
Yeah.
And I don't have a coil pack, and as you can see, we're in the beautiful middle of nowhere. We're
in like some sort of sweet mountain range. It's beautiful here. But there's a Napa 30 kilometers away, so we think, well, we're hoping they have something. And yeah.
You can always rely on your Camaro.
Alright, so I'm back at the track. I just dropped Rob off to take his car to Napa, and then he's installing his coil pack there, and heading back here to get some track time, which at least, you know, makes the journey worthwhile for him. Bit of a bummer that it happened in the first place, but way she goes. Meanwhile, we figured the rotary would be the problem car, but surprise, it survived. Well, 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 look who got on the track. Yeah, Rob had to quest into some spooky village to get his ignition coil from a Napa, and they sold him
also buy the tools to change it.
Yeah, one individual wrench so he could change it in the parking lot. Super hot.
Yeah,
really sweet. And shout out to Falcon Motorsports for putting on the event. Well, here we are at Petro T, which also is an auto shop, because somebody broke down. And if I could zoom into the auto shop to see the Subaru, I would. So yeah, we're back at our place. So Rob had another little ordeal.
The Subaru's just been given this weekend.
Yeah.
So initially it was the ignition coil. Got that sorted, only burnt myself a little bit because I did it on a hot engine. Then the last session of laps, I noticed it wasn't building boost quite like it should. And by the time I got off the track, it wasn't building boost. So when I checked my oil, it was it had a beautiful sparkle to it, similar to the paint on these cars, which means my turbo is toast. We went to a Petro T gas station by the racetrack that had a shop, and they still had a bay door open. So I was like, "Excuse me, would you mind doing a last-minute oil change on a Friday evening?" They were very nice. They did an oil change for me, and they sold me a vice grip. So I could jam the wastegate open so that less exhaust goes through the turbo, because I don't want more metal flakes in my motor.
Oh, now he's back to naturally aspirated.
Yeah. The car's gone through 4-cylinder to 3-cylinder conversion, then back to 4-cylinder, and then to NA. Car's done a lot, other than like work.
And we got our smoked meat sandwiches. They're absolutely sweet. We saw a waving arm tube man on the side of the road, and I personally always trust their judgment in a good place. We went in, and sure enough, they had wicked smoked meat sandwiches. Super awesome.
Very true. Poutine with a smoked meat sandwich.
Oh yeah.
And a pickle on the side.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Big cheese curds, delicious.
They're the squeaky kind.
Yeah. Let's see the brake dust versus brake dust.
Oh, I think I out-brake dusted you.
So I have some, I don't know how to say it, Ferrero pads on mine. And then Rob has some EBC yellows.
They call them yellow stuff, but all I can say is they're gray.
Yeah. And considering he did about half the lapping I did, he got significantly more brake dust than me.
That being said, this is the first time I've run the Brembo setup, and this is the first time I've ever tracked any car and not had my brakes overheat.
Yeah.
So the brakes was a success.
Wonder how many of those slices are supposed to be there. Yeah, you can see Rob's wastegate mod here. So there's the start of it. It was still too hot to really max it out, but it was like a 30-kilometer drive from the little shop back to here. And yeah, so far no new metal in the oil, so that's a win.
I'm thinking halfway back to Ontario, or back to home. Once we get into Ontario, we're gonna stop off at a Canadian Tire and buy the cheapest oil and filter.
Yeah.
And do a roadside oil change.
Yeah.
The short block or the long blocks are not expensive for this car. I'm cheap, so I'd rather spend $15 on oil instead of $300 for a short block. Or we'll try to save her.
And that's it. Well, we're crashing overnight here, and then back to Ontario.
Excellent.
Right on. Quebec trip, 2020 COVID quarantine adventure, almost over.